Washington-based think tank, the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, FDD, earlier this month held a tabletop exercise in Taipei, focusing on Beijing's use of economic and cyber coercion against Taiwan. The outcome of the tabletop exercise indicates that China is likely to continue using economic and cyber operations against Taiwan to force it to capitulate without resorting to a military attack. The FDD mentioned an Anaconda strategy, in which Beijing would likely use cyber warfare and disinformation campaigns followed by a blockade or other measures to strangulate Taiwan rather than attempting an invasion. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why US-based think tank is warning Taiwan against China's Anaconda strategy. Before we proceed, a word on NordVPN, which is one of the most trusted VPN brands worldwide that has a no-log policy validated by Deloitte, an industry-leading Big Four auditing firm. NordVPN provides an encrypted tunnel that protects your privacy by preventing external entry to your internet traffic, as well as enabling you to access content that's blocked based on geolocation. Best of all, with one NordVPN account, you can secure up to 6 devices at the same time. Get an exclusive NordVPN deal with massive savings by going to nordvpn.com/defense or clicking the link in the description. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. The Chinese government regards Taiwan as an inseparable part of its territory and is committed to asserting its sovereignty over the island, including the use of military force if necessary. Taiwan is currently a self-governed democracy. In the last few years, there's been a significant uptick in Chinese military rhetoric against Taiwan. China's aircraft and warships routinely try to intimidate Taiwan. Since 2020, the number of incursions by the People's Liberation Army, or PLA, aircraft has increased by about 5-folds. Viewers may note that during a speech to commemorate the Communist Party's 100-year anniversary in 2021, Chinese President Xi Jinping stated, "Resolving the Taiwan question and realizing China's complete reunification is a historic mission and an unshakable commitment of the party." In 2023, Xi said on the opening day of the week-long key once-in-a-5-year Congress of the ruling Communist Party of China, CPC, "We will not renounce the use of force, and we will take all necessary measures to stop all separatist movements in Taiwan." There's been speculation that China will attempt an invasion by 2027, which is the centenary of the founding of the PLA, and by which it would likely be fully prepared. It's important to note in this context that the relationship between Taiwan and the United States is unofficial and informal and is governed by the Taiwan Relations Act. Taiwan Relations Act is designed to maintain ambiguity and does not state if the USA will or will not intervene militarily if the PRC attacks or invades Taiwan. Under the Act, the U.S. is obligated to sell arms of a defensive character to Taiwan. Anaconda, made famous through movies, is a massive snake that kills with constriction. FDD noted that a large-scale cyber attack would be far costlier to defend against than to launch, thereby giving China the advantage. This asymmetry allows China to exert considerable pressure on Taiwan without triggering a direct U.S. military response, it said, adding that China would use covert cyber warfare operations that provide it with just enough cover to maintain plausible deniability. Former U.S. Navy Rear Admiral Mark Montgomery, senior director of the FDD's Center on Cyber and Technology Innovation, said in an online interview, Taiwan faces severe challenges in sustaining its economy in the event of an attack on its critical infrastructure by China. He asked, "How do you keep things going during a series of interlaced critical infrastructure failures, where electrical power drives a problem with financial services, things like that?" The report suggested, in addition to cyber attacks, China might also attempt to affect the morale of the Taiwanese by spreading misinformation. In the release, researcher Dean Karolakis said that while Russia's invasion of Ukraine has spurred preparation in Taiwan, that preparation might not be particularly useful. Karolakis noted that rather than kinetic warfare, such as the one in Ukraine, Taiwan was more likely to face being cut off from its supplies of energy, food, and other imports. The FDD said that Taiwan's reserve troops are poorly trained and lack sufficient equipment to effectively support the regular army in wartime. It also pointed out the island nation is also highly dependent on imported liquefied natural gas and has limited energy reserves. FDD said, once key routes are blocked, it may fall into an energy shortage crisis, and although Taiwan actively develops green energy, such as wind power generation, these facilities can easily become targets of enemy attacks during wartime, making it difficult to provide a stable power supply. The team recommended that Taiwan actively demonstrate to the international community its determination to defend itself and resolve through specific actions, including increasing its defense budget, strengthening reserve force training, and diversifying energy sources. While its military is substantially smaller than China's, Taiwan is working to make an invasion as difficult as possible. Viewers may note that in this context, China is separated from Taiwan through the Taiwan Strait, and China will have to move its forces across the strait in case it decides to invade, and major amphibious operation is very hard to pull off. From the American F-16V to the homegrown long-range cruise missile Swing-Feng, Taiwan is adding lots of hardware to its armed forces. It's also likely that it will get assistance, including direct intervention from the US and Japan if China invades. So the kinetic scenario is not going to be easy for China. There's a possibility it could get caught in a drawn-out conflict similar to Russia's position in Ukraine. Russia had vastly superior tech and just needed to roll over the land border for invasion, but still hasn't been able to impose its will on Ukraine. Hence, as noted by the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, economic and cyber operations instead of military invasion could be a good option for China. CCP could try and put slow but constant pressure to destabilize Taiwan from within so that it crumbles. Taiwanese leaders must guard against this scenario.
Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.